How's it going? My name's Theo.
And I'm Ryan.
And this video we're going to be installing the Gktech Knuckles onto the factory uprights and pressing in all our bearings and fitting it to all the Gktech arms on my R33 project. So I hope you enjoy it. So first step is we want to press the bearing in from the front of the knuckle. So we've got a genuine Nissan bearing, that's the part number, if you wanted to get it yourself. So the first step is we'll heat up the inside of the knuckle. We've got our bearing sitting in the freezer now just to help with the process, and then we'll press it in and hopefully no issues. Oh, beautiful. Freezing it really does make a difference.
It does, yeah. It was
Wanna check it? No, more.
More?
Go past the snap ring.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So now we've got the snap ring going in on top just to hold the bearing in place. Awesome. Awesome. That's a perfect sound. All right, that's in. All right, next step, factory brake shield. Just paint it up. Just line it up like it is on the factory knuckle. You can use the caliper mounting holes as a guide, and you've got your teeth facing in the middle there. So we found that it's slightly aiming a little bit higher of center, so that it fits perfectly with the factory turbo 33 calipers. So we'll push that in now. got to put a bit more grease on the inside of these bearings. It's just the same old grease trick in the palm. Have a towel close to you, and you just force it through the bearing, just working down and around the bearing. And if it's working well, you should see the grease coming up through the top of the bearing, and then that's when you know you're good to go. So you just keep doing this, working your way around until it's right.
You have to do the other bearing while it's inside because we can't get it off. Yeah.
So then we've got the front seal, comes pre-greased, part number there, and that just goes in quite comfortably. Not a lot of pressure, just sits on top, and then when we press the hub onto the front of it, it will then seal up once it's done. So that's the next step now. So we've got the hub sitting in the freezer. I'll grab that, and then we'll press that through, and then have the nut on the back of it. So it's important when you're pressing in from the back that you're supporting the bearing from behind and not the outside of the bearing. Otherwise you'll just push the bearing through and probably cause some damage. So we've got the right press tool just to sit on the back of the bearing. Probably hard to see, but that'll give it enough support to push the front stub hub through. All right, all pressed in. So now, time to secure it with the washer and the nut. torque it down to 160 Newton meters, and then that part's done. Alright, so these are just the factory lock, washer, whatever you want to call it, and 32mm nut. So obviously make sure you line up your washer. There's indents on the back of the hub, so you stick to that, you'll be fine. So close. 32mm. And then torque it down to 160. Perfect.